Veda Technologies, we manufacture drone subsystems and drones. At ARTPARK, we have been working closely with the 5G team to develop 5G-enabled drones. During this process, we have closely collaborated with Qualcomm, where we have built on the Qualcomm chip the 5G technologies. During this process, Qualcomm has played an important role in supporting us in maturing this technology and getting it to the application level. Now these 5G-enabled drones have found widespread application in urban centers where line-of-sight communication is hard to find. Slowly, these technologies are also finding their foot in the defense sector.
At Comrado Aerospace, we are excited about the opportunities that 5G brings for our drones. By leveraging Qualcomm's 5G technology, we are a step closer to the future of autonomous unmanned aerial vehicles. Our Spider Seed, capable of a wide range of logistics applications, and our Spider S, a robust machine designed for agricultural use cases, now support 5G, which allows them to fly beyond visual line of sight.
At Robotics, we are working on a plug-and-play solution for 5G connectivity with the drones. 5G connectivity with the drones is very important because we deal with high-resolution video feeds at the ground, and current solutions fails to deliver a secure and reliable channel back to the ground. So this product, which is powered by Qualcomm's chipset and is developed at ARTPARK, will be a promising solution for the future.
I'm Preeti from ARTPARK, currently focusing on Industry 5.0 innovations. Our project's focus is to develop a semantic digital twin for a factory setting where Qualcomm's 5G platform plays a very important role. This helps unmanned ground vehicles and infrastructure cameras to work together smoothly over a 5G network. With 5G dongles from Qualcomm, which are easy to connect and configure, we can reduce delays, prevent data loss, and improve video quality. This is very important for remote-controlled UGVs, where high-quality images are required to build and generate a map for the robots to plan and navigate. Transmitting data over 5G networks significantly reduces latency, packet loss, and video feed issues like pixelation and frame delays. We have robots equipped with 5G which move around in our factory area and will perform specific tasks like automated navigation, material movement, and so on. A big challenge in using UGVs is to make sure they can send and receive data at the right time without errors. To solve this, we use Qualcomm's 5G modules, which offer fast, stable, and low latency communication. At ARTPARK, we are working to improve these 5G-powered UGV systems, making automation smarter and more reliable.
At Robotics, we build autonomous robots that can navigate on all terrain. Our robots are different. They don't rely on traditional GPS or expensive depth cameras. GPS can be unreliable in places like small farms, dense terrains, and depth cameras are costly and can drain a lot of processing power. Instead, we use smartphones' onboard cameras and powerful GPUs to run smart segmentation models. Our robots use real-time camera to understand the environment. They can recognize paths, obstacles, and even crops, allowing them to navigate on their own without needing any fancy hardware. And here's where Qualcomm comes in. By using Qualcomm Snapdragon processors and quantized models, we can run our segmentation models directly on a smartphone. This makes everything faster, cheaper, and more efficient, perfect for applications like farming, especially in places like India, where we need a solution that's both affordable and adaptable.
Welcome to the 5G testbed with Open5G core and OAI RAN with Qualcomm's Quectel 500QGL as a user interface. Here USRP X310 is used as a radio unit or G-Node B, and multiple Quectel modules are connected to the 5G network. Once the UE is connected to the core, we can collect the logs from the G-Node B to know the KPIs of individual user equipment. A set of attention commands, also known as AT commands, can be used to reconfigure and debug the UE.
So these Quectel modules can be integrated with drones, robots, and any IoT device to set up the 5G connectivity. Since this 5G testbed is completely open source, the academic and research community can test their new algorithms to evaluate the performance and validate it before they can propose a new feature to any 3GPP, IEEE or TSDI standard.
We recently hosted a skilling program in our Center for Excellence in Wired and Wireless Technologies at ARTPARK. It was a super interactive and hands-on session where students, faculties, and startups got to work with Qualcomm's Quectel module. They learned how to configure it as a user equipment, and it was great to see them dive in and experiment with real-world applications.
So we are working on private 5G for multi-robotic, where we are integrating 5G and KS.
In today's industrial landscape, the demand for real-time, ultra-reliable communication is greater than ever. While traditional wired networks have served industries well, the flexibility and scalability of wireless communication has become essential for digital transformation. This is where integrating 5G with TSN networking become crucial.
Now, like here we see the proposed 5G TSN architecture for robotics application, where this is a publisher node, that is a TSN node. This is TSN switch, which is connected to the core network, and this is 5G module. Here, 5G module is based on Telit FN990828A40, which is based on 5G release 16.
At the heart of our solution is Qualcomm's cutting-edge 5G modem technology. We are leveraging their advanced modems to create an integrated solution that combines the low latency of 5G with the deterministic performance of TSN.
So, uncrewed air vehicles is going to become really important paradigm-changing technology for logistics, supply chain, surveillance, infrastructure monitoring for the industry. Imagine that a village somewhere in rural Karnataka is producing some fresh commodities, and they had to be brought to an urban center to provide food on the table right from the farm. This is where a uncrewed air vehicle solution can actually make that happen. In the future, we do envision that we'll have these kinds of uncrewed air vehicles flying in designated air corridors. But a necessary requirement for such an operation is going to be advanced communication networks. Because these vehicles are uncrewed, there will be no pilot in the vehicle, of course. And because of the scale of number of vehicles, it's not even possible to have pilots to remotely fly these, which means these vehicles have to fly autonomously. For that to happen successfully, safely, reliably, and robustly, these vehicles need to be always connected via a communication network to an intelligence monitoring decision support system. We envision 5G and upcoming 6G to be this communication framework which will allow for such technologies to get deployed. At ARTPARK, we are putting an ecosystem together of innovators, startups, small companies, and big companies like Qualcomm's, Intels, etc. of the world, to look at these kinds of problems and see how we can do a technology proof of concept to really get these kinds of paradigm changing technologies off the ground and get to the next level. In this journey, Qualcomm has been a very important partner for us. As you all know, Qualcomm is one of the leading communication component suppliers in the world, and it is really a privilege for us in ARTPARK to partner with Qualcomm. We are very grateful to Qualcomm for generously supplying to us some of the key components, the modems, which are used for enabling this communication from our uncrewed vehicles to the base stations. In addition, Qualcomm has also been an expertise and knowledge partner for us, making available to us, and we look forward to continuing our engagement and relationship with Qualcomm, and we can create next generation of paradigm changing technology which will benefit humanity.